start with Coach. Opening statement, get questions. Try to get everyone in 10 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, exciting time for our program, uncharted territories for program for myself. I know the coach in one of these, so super excited. We're trying to keep the distractions to a minimum, knowing that there's a lot of hype surrounding the Final Four. That's going to be a big distraction to players, but I think our guys stayed pretty locked in there in the Sweet 16 week, and we're really focused on what they had to do against Carolina and Clemson. I'm hoping we're able to maintain the same focus. UConn's obviously super talented. I mean, they're picked to win it. They've kind of run through the tournament last year and this year. I don't think they've even had a single-digit win. So, you know, we've got a daunting task in front of us, but, you know, we're going to give our guys a game plan, and they've done a pretty good job getting locked in the scouting reports here these last 4 games of the tournament. You know, we're going to give them a game plan that'll give us a chance, and we're going to have to make some shots. UConn's going to need to miss some shots. You know, we're going to try to play the way we play. We're not going to change our style. We're going to try to play fast. You know, UConn's transition game's elite, so it's not like they're going to slow it down on us when they get in the half court. Their sets run a little longer, so if you guys have gotten all the analytics, look, and their tempo is slow, like it shows on KidFound, it's more because their half-court sets are pretty elaborate and take some time. It's not because they don't run. Like if you watch their 30-0 run on Illinois, they get out and run. So our transition D's got to be great. They will run on you. Just if they don't get a layup, then they probably run the best sets of anybody I've seen all year. So we've got to do a great job in transition. We got to do a great job guarding the half court. We got to do a great job rebounding it because they get you on the O boards. They've got we had the #1 offense in the country for a while. Right, so got hurt, and we've fallen. They have the #1 offense in the country now, but they also have a top 5 defense. So they've kind of combined both sides of the ball that are elite, and we've got our hands full. So today was the first day Reitzel was able to practice. He was limited in what he could do, but glad he was out there. And then based on, you know, he's got day-to-day evaluations based on how tomorrow morning's evaluation goes. You know, we'll see where he goes the rest of the week. Our hopes are that he's going to be able to play on Saturday, though. And then Nick, you know, you guys are all in practice and saw he's playing. He's tough. He's kind of gone through this foot injury that he's had, and you know, I thought he looked pretty good in practice today. So, you know, and nobody's going to be 100% at this time of the year. We know that. Just some guys are a little more banged up than others at this point.
Sure.
Coach, I just want to ask about Klingon, what you see from him, what stands out, and how does a guy like Irwin kind of give you guys a look at practice being 42?
Yeah, I mean, Irwin was SEC Player of the Year. He scored pretty well in the post. He's not young like Klingon. He's not near as big, so he can't give us an exact look, but it gives us a pretty good look on a lot of post players in practice. So it's nice that we've got Irwin, you know, as a great assistant that's able to kind of go in the scout team sometimes. But look, so our analytics company, they kind of ran the numbers. Like Zach Edey's the most efficient post player in the country. We played against him. He's obviously really good. Klingon's the second most efficient post player in the country. Like the points per chance when he gets the ball in the post, are second best in the country behind Edey. So we've got our hands full. You know, breakout was good. We played against some of the best bigs in the country. You know, at the non-conference, we had Edey, Ballo, Kalkbrenner. You know, we've had Tennessee and Adu. We've had Tolu Smith. We just played against Breakout with North Carolina. But Klingon's a little different. He's not quite as big as Edey, but he's bigger than the rest of those guys. And he passes really well. So, you know, you look at, if you don't double him, we've had issues guarding the post. If you double him, he passes well. Like, you gotta pick your poison a little bit. We're still trying to figure out exactly what we want to do with that, but, you know, you may have to mix it up. I mean, if you give really good players the same thing over and over and over again, they figure it out. I mean, he's been pretty good at pass now. Some teams have been good playing one-on-one, but they've also had a little bit bigger rim protection, and we've been good with kind of mixing it up a little bit, maybe like we did with breakout. So we're still looking at all that stuff, and we're just starting to put the scout in. We've got 3 more days of practice before we play to actually get it all in.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick Pringle, how has his defense improved these last few games, or how have you seen his defense evolve this season?
He moves well. He's been playing tough. I mean, like double-digit rebounds. We've given him a little bit of help with, kind of trapping the post a little bit. We some of them may be struggling on defense. Is some on us not putting him in the right spots all the time too. They're kind of us trying to figure out what works best with him. But he's given us everything he's got these last 4 games. I think he's rebounded really well. He's battled in there with some of the better big. I mean, look at the last 2 games. I mean, Baycott and PJ Hall, maybe the 2 best bigs in the ACC, and he kind of battled them head to head, both games and didn't back down at all. So, we maybe should have been helping him with some doubles and a little more digging down and a little bit of that, because he's strong, he's athletic, and he's just not as big maybe as someone, but he moves his feet better and he can move. So we had to play to his strengths a little bit more. I think we're figuring it out better late than never, but he's been significantly better for us over this tournament run for sure.
Nate, I'm going to try to ask this correct way. So, as you know, the Final Four is so huge, it's almost like a championship in and of itself. So it's like reaching that, right? So here you are. Is there some kind of, and the only word I can think of is relaxation, it may not be the right word, to the team in that you've made it here, now let's just let loose, let's play like we play, let the chips fall where they may kind of thing, right?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that, especially somebody showed me we're the 4th largest point spread going into the Final Four in history. So, nobody's going to pick us to win. Kind of playing with house money a little bit, if you will. But, our guys, we weren't supposed to beat Clemson, we weren't supposed to beat North Carolina. A lot of people were picking against us because Grand Canyon. I mean, and I get it. Like, our defense hasn't been good all year. You needed a good defense to win in the postseason. But I think if you go run the numbers on our 4 games, if you take out from the time we got up 31 on Charleston, just take those minutes out, because our guys relaxed a little bit, as what human nature would allow you to do when you're up 31. I'm not saying it's right, and I wish we had, and I wish we'd done a better job closing that game against Charleston. But if you take out the time from when we got up 31 on them and look at the rest of the minutes in this tournament, our defense has been pretty good. Not UConn's level good, but pretty good. So, if you take a top 3 offense, and when we were healthy, we had #1 offense for the majority of the year, and put it together with a top 20 or 30 defense, you'd be pretty good. So, we're not going to be picked to win. I know that, but sometimes, the best team, the one that's picked, doesn't always win. So we were an underdog against Carolina. Not as big as we are now, but we figured out a way to win. So I don't think our guys are going to relax to the point where they're not going to play hard and be ready to play. I think we played hard like these last 4 games. We're going to go in playing as hard as we can, but there's not going to be a ton of pressure on us. Like, we made the school's first Final Four. We're going to enjoy the fact that we're there, that there's only 4 teams left playing. The entire basketball world, I mean, this isn't just the U.S. watching this. This is all basketball across the globe watching the Final Four. They're all going to, it's great, but you're there, we're going to try to win. Every game we play, we try to win it. So we're going to give them a scouting report that we think can work. Now, there's been a lot of really good scouting reports that went into the game and then didn't look so good after the game. But we're gonna put one together that I think is gonna be good, and our guys are gonna play hard. They're gonna give it what they got, and we're gonna try to win the game. Obviously, but they're good. So I don't know that there's gonna be a relaxation, but there's gonna be we shouldn't be playing nervous. We should be playing free, hard, max effort, but with some confidence, knowing that we've got here, but also a little bit of freedom, if you will.
John?
Hi, Coach. Right here. When you were recruiting Mark Sears, did you think that he could be such a dominant player at this level? Because he didn't have to carry the team a whole lot last season. He obviously has a lot this year.
I mean, he didn't have any high major scholarships coming out of high school. We probably screwed up and didn't offer him out of high school. It's probably not a problem. We did screw up. He goes to Ohio. He's pretty good. I was in that league. I called a lot of coaches in the league. They said, yeah, he's good enough for you. Nobody told me he's going to be this good. I didn't think he was going to be this good when we got him. Even last year, I think he surprised a lot of people being the second lead scorer on the #1 team in the country. But I mean, he's literally improved every single summer from like high school to prep school to freshman year. Didn't shoot well his freshman year, his sophomore year. Like he keeps improving. But that's because he works. I mean, he gets in the gym and really works. Like we're at the last week of the season. We practiced yesterday morning. He's back in here in the afternoon. I wouldn't doubt if he's in at night. Like he comes in and works. So did I think he was going to be this good? Look, nobody did. Maybe his mom did, but I don't think anybody. His dad's pretty confident too. He's got a great family. I don't think anybody thought most outstanding player in the regionals to send us to the Final Four. That would have been a little. But I'll say this: when he did get here and started playing live last summer, he was better than I thought. Better point guard, better at everything. Really shot it well, and he's just continued to improve in all aspects. And I really think his leadership and his defense have significantly improved here over the last month, which has enabled us to get what we're getting. If his leadership and defense don't improve like it has, we're not playing right now. Our season's over. Because of that, we're still playing, and he's as good all-around guard as there is in the country over the last month or so.
Tony?
Y'all are one of the biggest underdogs, point spread wise, in the last 50 years. You guys
Fourth largest, I heard,
tied
right?
for fourth, yeah. Do you guys use that as a?
I didn't know that till I was walking in here, so we will definitely use that though. All the slights that everybody had going into the other games, our players took note, and remember what was it, 11.5? Is that what somebody showed me?
11.5.
Yeah. Remember that big underdog? What was it? What were we against Carolina?
4.5.
4.5? 27 points off. It's a lot of points in the spread. 11.5's a lot. I'm sure our players will see that and use it.
Last one, Blake.
Just for you coaching against Dan, with the history that you have with his family and on this stage, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it's super cool actually. Like, he recruited my kid, E.C. Matthews back. E.C. was really good top 100 guard in the country my last year at Romulus. He was a senior, and Danny Preston was the lead recruiter on EC, and then at Rhode Island under the previous coach. And then Danny gets the job, retains Preston. Danny starts to recruit him along with Preston. Bobby comes in on some visits. They're trying to sell EC to be a point guard. And Bobby's arguably the best point guard to ever play college basketball. And so great selling points. I get to know Bobby through that, get to know Danny really well through the recruitment. Bobby gets the head job. Bobby had been in, saw me work as a high school coach. They got a lot of respect for high school coaches, the two of them, with their dad being a Hall of Fame coach. And Bobby gives me a chance, and it was good for both of us. We win big. He gets the Arizona State job, and he's still there, which to be someplace for 9 years, it's good. He's doing it's ironic. It's in Phoenix, right there with his brother. I don't know that we'll be breaking bread Friday night with me, Bobby, and Danny, but it is kind of cool that we're playing each other in the Final Four in Bobby's hometown, current hometown now. Danny's one of the guys I talked to a lot during the year. He's obviously really good. We both have a high school background. We both known each other for a long time. I probably won't be asking him his advice on how to handle the week of the Final Four, since he's done a pretty good job at last year and done a pretty good job so far. But you know, look, we're both gonna get our teams ready to play. We're gonna be super competitive. I'm sure he's gonna be on the refs. As usual, I might be a little bit as well. We'll both coach the game super intense, and then, you know, whoever wins at the end, we'll hug it out and cheer for the other one in the final and be friends again after the game. But yeah, I did talk to him for a little bit yesterday. He's been great. I mean, we had a similar situation my last year at Buffalo when I played Bobby in the tournament, which, you know, that was my boss. That was a little different. But yeah, so this is the second time I played one of the Hurley brothers in the NCAA tournament. This one's on a little bit bigger stage. So tons of respect for those guys. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for either one. Like, you know, Danny brought Bobby, he got him in. Bobby brought me. Bobby's a mentor of mine, as is Danny, and so it is super cool that I'm playing against him. I wish his team wasn't so good that I was playing against, but yeah, it's cool.
Thank you, Coach.
All right,
Thanks
thanks,
everyone.
guys.
Ryland, Sam, and Grant will be here.